This is the plaintiff, Melissa Mistress. She says her daughter took her rescue dog, Hogan, into the backyard to play. And the defendant's dog grabbed her dog, picked him up, and flung him into the air. Hogan couldn't breathe. She rushed him to the hospital, and he was treated for a lung problem. She then went to the defendant and told him what was going on. And next thing she knows, he moved out of his house and tried to disappear. Bottom line, his dog attacked her poor defenseless dog, and he owes her $2,044.77 for the vet bills. This is the defendant, Roy Seavis. He says he doesn't feel he owes anything to anybody. His dog never picked up the plaintiff's dog and shook him. All his dog did was sniff, as dogs do. The plaintiff simply overreacted, took her dog to an affluent upscale clinic that overcharges, and she's simply blowing this whole thing out of proportion trying to cash in. He's accused of letting a menace loose.
Thank you, Douglas. Melissa Mistress?
Yes.
Okay, you are suing Roy Seavis for $2,044.77 in vet bills, medicine, and interest that you say are you had to incur as a result of an attack by his dog on your dog. What happened?
Correct. On April 11th, I had gotten home from work. My daughter and my neighbor had taken my dog for a walk.
Okay.
Her dog is a Rottweiler. My dog is a Yorkie. So it wasn't like he was afraid to play with a large dog or anything. I was in the house, so I had heard...
Who was outside with the dog? You were both actually outside with the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
So you're going to want to talk to them at this point, but I heard a large yelp.
Okay, come on up. This is the point. What's your name?
My name's Tracy Wooten. I'm her neighbor.
Okay, what happened?
We had taken the dogs for a walk. I have a Rottweiler named Ziva, and Hogan is a smaller dog. Okay. And we were out in the backyard. We had both the dogs on leashes still because we had just gotten back from the walk. One of my children was out on a trampoline in the backyard. We were just talking, and all of a sudden another dog came around the side of the house.
Wait, you had your dog in the backyard on leashes?
Because we had just gotten back from a walk.
There's no fence around this backyard?
No.
No, I can show you pictures also.
Yeah, let me see the pictures. Go ahead.
So we were in the backyard, and all of a sudden the dog came around and grabbed Hogan and lifted him up, and I tried to push the dog.
Did you know who that dog was? I mean, did you know where that dog
Not right away. I had seen the dog before and later realized who it was, but not right away.
Had you seen the dog loose before?
No.
All right, so go on.
So he picked up the dog yelped. I grabbed my dog. Again, she's a large dog. I was a little nervous of what she would do. So I grabbed her and tried to push the other dog off, but he had Hogan in his mouth. So when I pushed him, he just pulled Hogan with him. And then he let him go. Mr. Seabass
How long did he have Hogan in his mouth?
It was probably a minute, not even, and then...
A minute's a long time.
Well, it was quick because Mr. Seabass came. He heard Melissa yelling, and then he came running, and the dog dropped Hogan.
What kind of dog is it?
Husky.
What happened?
I was in the process of moving, so I had my dogs are usually locked up downstairs. I had them downstairs. I was moving stuff out to the pod to pack it for our move. One of my children went downstairs, opened the door. My dog went by, I went right out the screen door.
Okay.
I mean, Judge, you gotta understand, I'm just about to go to work. I'm just moving a couple boxes in my pod. I'm in shorts, I don't have shoes on, I don't have a shirt on, I got nothing on, just shorts. My dog goes running down the street, I'm chasing after it, all right? I mean, it was wrong for my dog to get out, but accidents happen. But I'm chasing the dog down the street. The dog does come around the side of their house. But you see a 90-pound dog chasing after your dog. You see a 200-pound half-naked guy chasing after the 90-pound dog. I mean, don't you think you'd pick the dog up?
You describe a situation like people have a lot of time to act.
I'm not saying time to act.
Accidents happen to you, but not to other people. Like they're standing there, and all of a sudden
Judge,
it just
I'm not
happens
saying that,
to them.
but there was a good 5-10 seconds before my dog reached the dog, and then my dog sat there.
Okay, now you're listening to me.
Yes.
How long are you saying they had from the time they noticed your dog to the time the dog grabbed the Yorkie? 10 seconds? Is that what you're saying?
More than that, because my
How
dog.
long are you saying they had?
I'm probably saying a good 20, 25 seconds.
Stop. Did you have 20, 25 seconds?
No.
Was he even around for those 20 or 25 seconds he's talking about?
He wasn't there until the dog was
you're
already
chasing the dog, all right? So how would you know that they had 20? You're right, accidents happen. But what you're doing right now is a deliberate, conscious act. It's not an accident. And what you did when you wouldn't pay for this vet bill and all this time is also a deliberate, conscious act. It's not an accident. How can you suggest that your dog getting loose, going to another dog's property, and whipping the dog around, which is what ended up happening here. We'll talk about the vet bills in a minute. Is nobody but their fault for not picking up their dog and knowing that my dog was going to get out and be vicious.
Your Honor.
It's your own fault. Why didn't you see it coming? That my dog would get loose when I was unprepared and be vicious against your dog.
Your Honor.
Next time, you ought to be more careful about what the shenanigans that go on in my house.
Listen, it is what it is. But I concede that my dog went on their property.
Okay.
Okay? But my dog never picked up the dog off the ground.
Stop. Did that dog pick up the Yorkie off the ground?
Absolutely.
You are a neighbor, correct? You are friends with him too, right?
Yeah, we're killing
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Absolutely.
Okay, why is she a stinking liar?
Not saying she's a liar, but
Well, no, she says that's what happened and that you weren't even there at that point because you're still chasing your dog.
I was
How many
there.
seconds did it take for him to get on the scene?
It was after Melissa already yelled and she came out of the house.
How
with
long,
the dog.
many times? Do you know,
I would
or
say
it's too hard to say?
10 seconds.
Okay.
It was 10 seconds
So
in
how
between.
would you know how long they had of warning before your dog picked up a dog, and none of which you saw because you got there late? How could you accuse them of that?
I didn't get there that late, Judge. I really didn't.
Okay, now come to the microphone, please. You take your dog to the vet, and what does the vet say? You can go ahead and step around. Thank you.
The vet told me that he had air around his lungs. He had air underneath his skin. He needed to
You
have.
guys can sit down.
He needed to have an IV and he needed to have oxygen.
Okay, how long did they treat your dog?
We were at the regular vet for about, I want to say, a half hour, 45 minutes. And they told us that they couldn't finish treating him, that they had to send him to an emergency vet.
Okay.
And that's where
because
they sent.
what equipment were they lacking?
They said that they had to send him because he needed more oxygen than they could provide for him. And they thought that they needed to puncture his lung to get the air out. So that's when they sent us to
This
the
is all
emergency
from a
vet.
little kiss on the neck?
Guess so.
Okay, now I want to see everything you have from the vet regarding damages. I have what you submitted, but I want to make sure you didn't forget anything when you handed us copies. Did you ever submit these to him?
Yes. Oh,
How?
I made a copy.
By the way, what did he say that day when this happened?
That day in the driveway, he said that he was sorry for what had happened. He said that he was going to take care of everything. Just let him know. I spoke to him on the 28th. He said that he would pay as much as possible. His house was foreclosed on, that he was going to be moving out soon. I said, well, then if you can just leave
He
his...
wasn't saying things like, my dog didn't touch your dog.
No.
You took your dog to a highfalutin vet,
No.
and I shouldn't have to pay
No.
these excessive charges. He wasn't saying that stuff, right?
No. He said
Okay.
he said that he was going to be moving out soon. He said, and I said, well, if whatever you can pay, he said he had to take care of his family first.
Did he ever pay a penny?
Never.
Okay. What's your response to the damages part of this?
I did not pay a penny because at first when it happened, I brought my dog to the vet in the middle of the night, and it usually costs me maybe $200-300. I'm not expecting no $1,600 bill, Judge.
Doesn't that depend on what's wrong with the dog?
Yeah, but I checked the dog out after the initial incident. Like I said, I chased after my dog. I brought him home. I came, I looked at the dog. Didn't look at me like there's much wrong with the dog.
I'm sorry, you got your vet degree from where?
No, I'm
You
not
checked
saying
out my
that.
dog?
I did.
Yeah,
You
that's
checked
what
out
he's
my
gonna
dog?
talk-
I did.
Hello.
Sorry.
Let me introduce you to this.
Sorry.
This is what we call court, and the lady wearing the black dress asks the questions.
So the defendant's defense is that the plaintiff should have picked the little dog up. Does that make any sense to you?
I think that is just ridiculous.
Why?
I think every dog has a right not to be bit when walking the street.
Fair enough. The dog bill of rights.
Everybody should be responsible for their own dog.
Is it a lame defense? What do you think?
Yeah, it's a totally lame defense because you can get injured or anything.
Well, she could have gotten it. The plaintiff could have gotten injured.
Yeah,
he could have gotten injured.
He could have got injured, and the other dog was probably injured.
Fair. Well, the other dog was certainly injured going inside the courtroom.
Scott came over to my house and he told me, he goes, listen, he goes, I looked at the dog. He goes, don't look nothing like me, but she's going to take him to vet anyway. So under that assumption, I'm not expecting no $1,600 bill. I'm expecting maybe max $500. But listen, I was going through some hard times at this time. I'm still going through some hard times. If I had the money, I would have given her $400 or $500.
Did you give her $500?
I didn't give her nothing because I don't have nothing.
So I guess that could be just a crock then, what you're saying, that if it had been $500, I would have given it to her because I think that's reasonable. You actually didn't give her 5 cents.
No.
Right. That sort of takes away the legitimacy of that
It does.
argument for you,
Yep.
doesn't it? Because if you had sent her $500 and then said, Judge, I think that's what a reasonable charge would be, so I sent the $500, I'm litigating, Judge, whether or not $1,700 was necessary. Then we could have that argument along those lines, but you lose a lot of credibility when you didn't send 5 cents. right?
If I had 5 cents to send her, I would have sent it.
Okay, so then it's about whether or not you can afford it, not about how I should rule. And that's not how life works. I don't sit here and decide, well, you know what, he doesn't have any money, he can't afford it. I don't do that. I decide who's right, and I decide how right they are. I decide the liability, which I find clearly against you, and I decide damages. So, seeing as I didn't go to vet school, and Lord knows you didn't go to vet school to have checked the dog out and decided everything was wrong, what position are either of us in to look at this and say, it's got to be a crock? I know she's out that money. I know the dog was seen by 2 different vets who felt that the dog needed treatment. I find in favor of the plaintiff in this case. You are suing for interest. So what you're suing for is the interest rate on your card? Mm-hmm. Wow, that's a really low interest rate on the card. 9.9?
9.9.
What's your credit card? Everybody wants to know.
It's Bank of America.
What is it?
Bank of America.
Bank of America. All right, little plug for Bank of America, except for that's not how it works. The way it works is every state has a different amount, which is much lower, of prejudgment statutory interest. I'm going to award you prejudgment statutory interest in your case, and I'm going to award you your vet bills and the medicine. So the final judgment is in your favor in the amount of $1,796.27 plus prejudgment statutory interest in your state, which we'll figure out now. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, everybody just hold it up. Thank you.
Well, here comes the defendant out of the courtroom, very much on the losing end of this decision.
Very much.
What's going through your mind here?
You know, I really think a little bit of common sense with them picking up the dog when they saw my dog coming could have helped. But either way, you know, it happened. It's done. And hopefully we can all just get over it and be friends now.
Is that what you'd like? Or are you
Yes.
going to reach out to extend an olive branch that way?
Absolutely.
Like what? In what form?
Listen, I don't have the money to pay them, but I'll say I'm sorry all day long.
Right? Have you ever said that to them?
I did say it originally, and since I moved out of the neighborhood, I haven't had much contact with
Well,
them.
they're right
so-
there in case you want to say anything before you leave. They're right there, right now.
Listen, I'm very sorry for what happened. I really do apologize. If I had the money, I would have paid you, but I didn't have the money.
Okay, very good. All right, thank you very much. You're right around the corner this way. All right, so come on in here. This is your day in court, and it went pretty well for you. What's your reaction to this?
I'm really happy that everything was taken care of and all the bills will be paid now, and happy everything's all taken care of.
What that gentleman just had to say to you there as you're standing waiting to come out here, what'd that mean to you?
It meant a lot to know that, you know, he's really sorry for what happened and everything will move on now.
And he's invited over to your place next Thanksgiving?
No.
Harvey? Got to tell you, if you live next door on the same block with an irresponsible dog owner, call the Department of Animal Control in your city because they can take action and ultimately even remove the dog from the neighborhood. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.